All right, we got it pressure washed. My wife helped me the other day. This is actually Wednesday morning. I'm getting ready to possibly head back out to work. I just stopped by for the night, and I have a few, maybe a couple hours I can work on the truck. But I wanted to show you guys, we got the her seat mounted the way it's supposed to, and if you notice, the other seat is actually down where it's supposed to be. We worked on that, had to take out the brackets that they had underneath it, and we ended up, it had these pieces of metal here. See, there's that one there that was actually underneath the seat, so we reused those so that we could we drilled it out and then made it so that everything fits where it's supposed to. We did hook up power. The power to this seat does work, but we don't know if it's grounding wrong. But now the seat doesn't shake and it's adjusted where I want it, and I can actually bring it forward and back. The extended cab door on that side, there's cables inside there, and the cables, there's a piece that holds the cable in place. It broke off, so we took that off, and we also put in speakers in the back doors. Went ahead and pressure washed everything else, got everything cleaned up, made sure that the trailer lights, this plug harness actually works, so that's good. Went ahead and hooked up both of the license plates. They had these license plates, the holders, close together, like they would put one in the middle, but those are actually two separate. So what we did was we spread them out, tapped another hole for putting in the license plate, and we're able to put the Razorback on the other side. So that's done there. All the backlights work. Oh, what else did we do? We put in up here, we went ahead and put the new headlights, well, just the regular sealed beams, because we wanted to have good headlights in the truck for that. So we were able to take off the housing for that and put the new ones in. I'd still like to paint this, the whole grill, and that a nice gloss black. That'll be coming up pretty soon, and I might take this off and try to pound that dent out. I don't know. It's not real thick metal, so I should be able to pound most of that out so it doesn't look so bad. Of course, the mini truck is just going to hang out on the side. I'm going to install a radio. My nose is running pretty good this morning. If you guys have ever done a radio, then you might have these. These are a standard thing that you use for pulling a radio out. You just push them in there and it releases it. But this one, for some reason, I think it's bolted in as well. So I'm going to have to pull this dash part out. Back in the day, they actually had a, this is a Scotch kit for taking dash panels and stuff apart. I still have mine. This is so that you can slide it in back here and get it. Yeah, this is hard to do with one hand. But anyway, you can put it in there so that you can wedge these pieces out and get them to pop. You gotta be careful with these old things. So I'm gonna be careful with this, get off of here so I can use two hands and get this to pop off the way it's supposed to be. See, because this is not working with one hand. And I really don't want to break my freaking dash before I even start to do any other modifications. So yeah, let me get that done and holler back at you guys. All right, as I said, it just clips in. It's got these clips all along there, just little holes and whatnot, and you just pop it out. What I do is once I get it loose and I get a little bit back from there, I go ahead and reach in behind it, and there's these little clips, and you'll push these little pins down and pop the wiring out. Go ahead and pop it out of the back of the radio, because you're going to end up reusing that. This is for the antenna, and then over there you've got a couple more that you'll pull off there, and then you can pull the whole thing out of there and set this aside. Now this one, the radio, is actually in this. I thought it was going to be mounted in the dash, much to my surprise. So now I'm going to figure out how to get this out of here, and it looks as though those clips really didn't help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these back out of here Now that I've got the dash out of there, I can push these pieces in that are on the side, and that's going to release it out. Push this in on this side, so that way I get both sides pushed in and the radio falls out. Now I have a reinstallation kit. Well, that's not much of a radio, is it? Huh. It's kind of like what I'm putting it back into it. It's not going to be a heavy piece like that because I don't have a tape player or CD player. The one I'm going to put back into it is strictly Bluetooth and auxiliary and USB. So now I got to break out the installation kit. Hi everybody. You're falling down. You go boom. Okay, whatever. Installation kit I got off of eBay for like 10 bucks or less. I can't remember. So I'm gonna open this up. Alright, this is the FMK 550 mounting kit. It comes with everything you need, and right here is what I'm looking for is the 2002 to 2004 F250 right there in the center. And look in the table of contents and it says that it's on page 6, which this is page 6, and it says notes, and there, that way you can read that. The kit may be mounted in dash with pocket on top or bottom. For all ISO mount applications, you must use the factory style rear support bracket. Remove the Mustang mounting tabs for these applications. So those two tabs that are on top right there, we're going to just remove these. So all you do is you just bend them back and forth and they'll pop right off. There, done. So the prep work is done. Let's see if there's anything on page 7, which I didn't look. All right. Nope, that's it. That's all it says. So, with that being said, let's get the dash over here. I'm gonna set this right here, and it appears that it's got these little clips right here on the side. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And I think they're just going to clip right into that, and it should sit right outside. So I'm gonna take it right here like this, and we're just going to try to get this to push in without breaking those little clips. Into difficult. I want the pocket on top for some reason. There, that clips in. Fly on me. There. And that's it. Just clips into place. Installation done. Holy crap. That's it. See how those right there, it clipped onto the edges. That's it. Installation is done. It says there's a rear mounting thing for it, but there's nothing in here. So that's it. It just clips in like that and it's done. The next thing I'm going to do is what I don't buy these because I like doing it the hard way. So I'm going to cut each individual wire off of here. I will turn the key on and I will use my test light to make sure that I can find which one of these is power with the key on and off and which one is solid power, because you need to know that. And generally the blackest wire you can find is the negative ground, because usually they put it on one side. Yeah, see here, this is more likely going to be the power wire, and then you're going to have a negative ground, and that other blue one might be what they call the amp wire, which is basically it's sending feed from the key ignition out. So all right, let's get this done. All right, now what I do is I just go ahead and cut all the wires off. And so now everything is loose. My Old plug is down here. I'll just throw that away. Now, I've never used one of these before. Some of you may have. I'm gonna see how this works out. It says it has 60 watts times 4, but like I said, there's no tape player, there's no CD player, so it's a lot lighter and a lot smaller than you would think, which, you know, kind of matches what the original radio is. Hang on, let me pull this out of the box. Kind of hard to do things with one hand. All right, so it comes with the paper and the operation manual, and then you put that off, and it comes with a wiring harness, so you can wire it all up. It comes with the pre-fuse so that you don't screw up your radio, and then you just pull this out of here like so. It comes with a remote, because if you can't reach your radio because your arm is too heavy, then you can just like hold this down here, but I'm willing to bet you have to aim it. So what's the point? Give it to your kids so they can control your life. All right, so this is all that comes with, and it's got for an SD card right here. It's got the USB port right there. It's got an auxiliary jack, and I believe it's Bluetooth ready, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. I could have swore when I picked it up it said Bluetooth supported, but if not, then I'll just make do. SD card reader, USB, ID3, MP3, WMA, WAV. I'm gonna go see if my other one, I have another one that I bought as well. Here's my radio box, my drawer. Looks like this one does do Bluetooth, so I may end up using this one. So I bought 2 of these. I was just going to use them for the four-wheeler. That's what I was going to use them for, which I don't understand why I didn't get the Bluetooth ready ones. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and install this one instead. It's pretty much the same kind of radio, just it has Bluetooth. One thing I am going to say is refer to your radio for the wiring diagram. Generally, the colors are pretty much the same on all radios, but it's always wise to look at it so that you know which way that it goes. Like I said, usually the yellow is always the memory, which goes straight to the battery. It's the wire that's always on, and that in this case, it's this one here. Then you have your antenna wire and your key power wire, and then your ground, which that's what these are. That's what I figured out on here, and that's going to be all of these here. Usually the blue one is the one that goes to the power antenna, if you have a power antenna. So I'm going to get part of this wired up. Alright, this is probably the most unconventional, and some of you stereo guys are going to be like, what the hell is he doing? Well, what I did was I hooked up one, and then I took the other one and I just started touching all the wires until I found the match. And it just so happens that these 2 wires that are completely opposite in color actually go to the left rear. So what I did was I went into the balance on the radio, and I went to the left rear to make sure that these wires were the wires that go to the left rear, and they actually are. So I'm going to go ahead and put the butt connectors on that one, and I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of them. I'll hook up one wire, and then I'll tap them until I find out where it goes to, and then I'll get the corresponding color and connect it, and I'll get all of them done right now. Alright, so I've got all of the butt connectors are all put together. Any loose wires, I go ahead and put a butt connector on it because I don't want it to be able to touch anything else. And then just for safe measures, I take some electrical tape and I wrap the whole thing so that it looks like a solid unit. That way you don't have any loose wires hanging out all over the place. So far, this radio, it does sound good. The problem is I can't really play music. But yeah, it works great. Like I said, I can't play music because YouTube. I don't want to copyright infringe and then hurt my video. So anyway, now all I gotta do is I'll disconnect this and this. I'll pull the sleeve off, and the sleeve will go into the dash, and then we'll pinch some of those. Hang on, I'll show you. Well, I didn't check this. It is a 1/2 inch too wide, and about a 1/4 inch too tall. So now I need to take this and put it on here, and I'm gonna have to cut that out until it fits. So yeah, let me get my Dremel and I'll be back. All right, some of you may be yelling at the screen right now. I went to go cut this, and as I actually started to cut it, and then I realized that that was actually a plate that was in there. So that piece was actually removable, which allows this to just slide down in there for a regular radio. And once the radio actually slides in, it's going to end up being flush. So it'll look very professional once it's in there. So now we take these, which these are little tabs, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it in there, and you're going to push. Yeah, now I say it goes right in there, huh? Okay, so we're going to push that all the way down, and then we're going to take these tabs, and you're going to take those tabs, and you're going to take a screwdriver and push them up, in and down, because what that's going to do is that's going to lock this into place. Now you only push them up enough to be able to, for them to grab. They don't have to be all crazy in there, but just bend them up so they pinch the plastic that's in there. There we go. See how I've just got those pinched up in there? It's not all crazy, just enough to stop this from being able to move. That's it. Oh, and be careful on the back side of this metal, because that is sheet metal, and you don't want to rub your arm on that. Just gonna let you know why. Look, see here. Like, I already cut myself, but I'm used to that. That's what I do. So there we go. Get that side in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wire this back onto the dash, because the last thing we're going to do is we're going to pull these wires through and then plug that in on the outside of it so we can slide it back in. As I said, being easy, set your dash in place and then plug these wires back in, plug those wires back in so that you can get it in there, and then kind of wiggle it until it feels right. Don't start smashing on the dash. You'll end up breaking it. So make sure that it's going to slide in easy, and then go ahead and pop the rest of it in. See, now here we've pulled these out. We're going to get these set up just right. And then we're going to put this so that it's right side up. Let's plug these in. So there we go. We plug those in. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure this wire stays up. And slide that in like that, and then make sure it clicks all the way in so it's nice and flush, and you've just installed a radio. So now, where'd my keys go? There we go. I got the keys. Too many damn keys, can't find it. Here we go. And then we go to auxiliary, because we hooked everything up. See, and it'll turn on like that, and then you press power. We're going to have to adjust the radio, adjust the clock and all of that again. Where's seek? There it is. All right, and there we go. So now we have the radio installed. Now I can hook it up, like I said, Bluetooth. I picked this radio up actually off of a friend of mine that was over in the trailer park. He wanted to sell it to make a little bit of cash, and so I think I got it off him for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, or something like that. You can find these on eBay for like 20. You want to look for the 12 volt version, and then just all the different options. This particular one is the one that is a MP3. I forget, this is the XD Vision, XD107 is the one. Looks like I'll be able to use it with my smartphone, so I can adjust everything and play with it. So that's going to be neat to hook all that up. But all right, guess who's here? Oh, look at her. She's home for lunch, and I'm going to spend some time with her. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I've got more stuff coming up on the F-250. But yeah, it's really going to be a lot of that. But subscribe, thumbs up, just comment, whatever you want to comment. Any pointers, tips, how long will this radio last? If this radio is worth 20 bucks, I think it's worth 20 bucks. I mean, come on, as long as sound comes out of it. I'm happy. So we'll see all you guys later. Look at her. She's bringing food. Food. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Your little funny voice. Mwah. You see that? Now I just wasted all y'all's time. We get a comment like that every now and again. So all right. See y'all later. Install a radio. And then go jam down the road.